We spend our 20s chasing what we think matters. Fancy job titles, Instagram-worthy experiences, and the perfect relationship. But in your 30s, something shifts. The game changes completely. Your 30s aren't about checking boxes anymore. They're about building foundations that will actually support the life you want. Here's what nobody tells you. Most people waste their 30s optimizing for the wrong things. They focus on climbing ladders that lead to walls they don't want to scale. What actually matters isn't what society tells you should matter. It's what compounds over time rather than what feels good in the moment. Let me show you exactly what deserves your attention in this crucial decade. Time feels different in your 30s. You realize you're not invincible and immortal. This creates urgency, but also clarity about what actually matters. I learned to batch similar tasks together. All my calls on Tuesday afternoons, all my creative work in the morning when my brain is fresh, all my administrative tasks on Friday afternoon when I'm mentally done anyway. The biggest time waster? Trying to be productive all the time. I built in buffer time for thinking, planning, and just being. My best ideas come during walks, not during scheduled idea time. Learning to say no became my secret weapon. Every yes is a no to something else. I started asking, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? That question changed everything. Your 30s are when you start protecting your energy like a precious resource, because it is. You can't give from an empty cup, and you can't build a meaningful life if you're constantly drained. My friend, here's what no one tells you about your 30s. Making friends becomes exponentially harder. Gone are the days of bonding over shared classes or late-night college adventures. Now you're competing with mortgages, marriages, and demanding careers for attention. I learned this the hard way when I moved to a new city at 31. I thought I'd make friends naturally, like I did in my 20s. Instead, I spent months feeling isolated, wondering if I was broken somehow. The truth? Adult friendship requires intentional effort. You can't just rely on proximity anymore. You have to actively create opportunities for connection. I started hosting monthly game nights, not because I love board games, but because I needed a consistent way to see people. It worked. The friends who matter in your 30s are the ones who show up when life gets messy, when you're dealing with aging parents, career transitions, or relationship challenges. These aren't fair weather friends. They're the people who text you back when you're having a breakdown at 11 p.m. Before I share the relationship insight that changed the way I connect with people, there's something we need to clear up, because most of the career advice out there is quietly leading people toward regret, not fulfillment. Quality over quantity becomes your friendship philosophy. I'd rather have 3 friends I can truly count on than 30 acquaintances who disappear when things get tough. Your social circle naturally contracts in your 30s. Lean into it. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Here's something I wish someone had told me. Your career should enhance your life, not consume it. In your 30s, you start realizing that working 60-hour weeks for someone else's dream isn't sustainable. I watched my mentor burn out at 38 because he spent a decade chasing promotions that looked impressive on paper, but made him miserable in reality. That's when I learned to ask different questions. What does success actually look like for ME? Not what does success look like? The side project you keep putting off? Start it now. Not because it might make you rich, but because it gives you options. I started writing online not to become a full-time creator, but to have something that was mine, something I controlled. That perspective shift changed everything. Let me tell you, your network isn't just about who you know. It's about who knows what you're capable of. The best opportunities come from people who have seen your work ethic, not your resume. Start building relationships around shared interests, not just professional advancement. Here's the counterintuitive truth. The more you focus on what you can give rather than what you can get, the more opportunities flow your way. Help others succeed, and success finds you. Your 30s are when the financial reality hits hard. That "I'll figure it out later" mentality from your 20s, it's costing you big time. Every month you delay is money you'll never get back, and the math is brutal. Here's what changed my perspective. I calculated how much my Netflix subscription would be worth if I invested that $15 monthly instead. Over 30 years, nearly $30,000. That's not even including the other subscriptions I forgot I had. The real game changer isn't finding the perfect investment strategy. It's automating your finances so you don't have to think about it. Set up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts. Treat it like a bill you have to pay, because you do, to your future self. I learned this the hard way when I spent 2 years researching the best investment approach while my money sat in a savings account earning 0.01%. Analysis paralysis cost me more than any investment mistake ever could. The compound interest thing everyone talks about, it's not just about money, it's about habits. Starting to save $200 a month at 30 instead of 35 doesn't just save you $12,000 more, it builds a habit that will make you financially disciplined for life. My friend, your 30s are when life starts throwing real curveballs. Job losses, health scares, relationship challenges, aging parents. The stakes get higher and the problems get more complex. I learned this when my dad had a heart attack at 58. Suddenly, I wasn't just responsible for my own life anymore. I was dealing with hospital visits, insurance claims, and difficult conversations about mortality. Nothing in my 20s prepared me for this level of responsibility. Mental resilience isn't about being tough all the time. It's about having systems in place for when things fall apart. I started treating therapy like regular maintenance, not crisis management. Best investment I ever made. Building emotional intelligence becomes crucial. You need to understand your own triggers, manage your reactions, and communicate effectively under pressure. The ability to stay calm in chaos isn't just nice to have, it's essential. This shift in our 30s hits harder than most of us expect, and I know I'm not the only one feeling it. The way friendships evolve, the quiet distance that forms, the effort it takes to stay close. If any of this resonates, drop a comment. I'd really love to hear how you're navigating it all. I also learned the power of having a stress response plan. When things go wrong, and they will, having predetermined steps to take removes the decision fatigue when you're already overwhelmed. It's like having a fire escape plan for your emotions. Your 30s are when you realize that having 500 Facebook friends means nothing if you can't call anyone at 2 a.m. It's when you start investing in relationships that actually matter instead of maintaining connections that drain you. I used to think I was being social by saying yes to every invitation, but I was actually being social media social, present but not really there. Real friendship requires intentional time, vulnerability, and showing up when it's inconvenient. The game changer for me was implementing friend dates. Scheduled time with people I actually wanted to deepen relationships with. It sounds formal, but it works. We schedule everything else important in our lives. Why not friendship? Your romantic relationship, if you have one, becomes your practice ground for all other relationships. Learning to communicate your needs, set boundaries, and resolve conflicts isn't just relationship advice. It's life skills that affect everything. Your body starts sending you invoices in your 30s. That all-nighter you pulled, you'll feel it for 3 days. That fast food binge, your energy crashes harder and longer. But here's what I learned. Health isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. The person who walks 10 minutes every day for a year will be healthier than the person who does intense workouts for a month, then quits. I stopped trying to find the perfect workout and started asking, what can I do consistently? The answer was simple: bodyweight exercises while watching TV. Not glamorous, but sustainable. Sleep became my superpower when I realized it affected everything. My mood, my decision-making, my relationship, my work performance. Protecting my sleep became non-negotiable because everything else I cared about depended on it. Mental health deserves the same attention as physical health. I started treating therapy like regular maintenance, not crisis management. Best investment I ever made. Your 30s are when you realize you're not just surviving anymore. You're designing a life. This requires intentional choices about everything from where you live to how you spend your weekends. I stopped trying to optimize my life for other people's approval and started optimizing for my own energy and fulfillment. This meant saying no to social events that drained me and yes to activities that recharged me. Your environment shapes your behavior more than willpower ever will. I made my home a place that supported my goals instead of fighting against them. Removed distractions, added inspiration, created spaces for the activities I wanted to do more of. If this content has been speaking to you and you're ready to go deeper, I'd love to have you inside the membership. It's a space for more focused growth, exclusive content, early videos, and real input from you on what we explore next. This is where casual interest turns into real momentum. My friend, here's what I learned. Success isn't a destination, it's a direction. And in your 30s, you get to choose which direction you're heading. I stopped measuring my life against other people's highlight reels and started measuring it against my own values. This shift eliminated most of my anxiety and doubled my satisfaction. Your 30s are when you realize that having it all is impossible, but having what matters most is absolutely achievable. The key is defining what matters most for you. Purpose isn't something you find, it's something you create through your choices. Every decision you make is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. The final insight I'm about to share ties everything together. It's the principle that determines whether your 30s become your best decade or your most regretful one. Here's the secret sauce. Everything connects. Your financial stability affects your career choices. Your health affects your relationships. Your time management affects your ability to pursue purpose. Your mindset affects everything. The people who thrive in their 30s aren't the ones who excel in one area. They're the ones who create harmony across all areas. They understand that life is a system, not a collection of separate problems. Small improvements in multiple areas compound into massive life changes. It's not about perfection, it's about progress in the right direction. Your 30s aren't about having everything figured out. They're about building the foundations that will support everything you want to build later. It's about making choices today that your future self will thank you for. The question isn't whether you're doing your 30s right. The question is whether you're being intentional about how you spend this crucial decade. What actually matters in your 30s is giving yourself permission to build a life that matters to you, not to your parents, not to society, not to social media, but to you. This is your time to build wisely. Your future self is counting on the choices you make today. If you found this video helpful, this next video right here will take you even further. Your choice, your life. Start now.